All right, good morning, class. Sorry I can't be with you today, so I'm just kind of going to walk you through our lesson for today. So, as we continue in our nonfiction books, today we're going to focus on determining central ideas. I know today's an early release day, so we're not going to have a warm up. We're just going to go right into our mini lesson so that you can have plenty of time to read. So, as I said, today we're looking at determining the central idea of our nonfiction books. So, how do we do that? Well, we determine the central idea by noticing important details and then looking across the text, across the details, and thinking how they all fit together. Let me say that again. So, how do we determine the central idea? Well, we do that by noticing important details and then looking across the details and thinking how they all fit together. All right, today we're going to add to our anchor chart. So you've already done the first two. On Monday, we looked at orienting ourselves to the text by reviewing the front cover and the table of contents, and to read the front matter to spark questions and ideas. Yesterday, we talked about noticing fascinating parts and mulling them over to prepare for rich conversations. Today, we're going to look at how to determine possible central ideas, use pop-out sentences and headings, and locate details across the sections and think, how do these details fit together? Pause for a minute here so that you can write down what's in bold. Remember that you're writing this down on the front cover, on this green section of your front cover. So I'm going to pause for a minute myself and pause here for just a second so you can write that down. Now you have all gotten that all written down. Let's move on. So look at these these 5 things. How do these things fit together? We see a fork, we see a knife, we see a spoon, we see salt, and we see a plate. Talk for just a second with a partner. How do these things all fit together? Duh. Obviously, these are all things that you eat with, but we can look across all of these things and see how they fit together. That's the same thing that we do when we are reading, as we look at all of those details and see how they fit together to find the central idea. Take a look here. How do these all fit together? Talk for a second with a partner. How do all of these things fit together? Okay, you could have said they're all animals. Possibly they're all mothers and they're young. These are all different ways that these things fit together. Again, you looked at all the information and you decided how do these all come together for one thing, for your central idea. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just like we have been doing, I'm going to read a section from our book, Fast Food Nation. I'm going to be reading in chapter 2, pages 53 and 54. What I want you to listen for is important ideas, okay? So anytime you hear an important idea, just kind of put a thumbs up, okay? And then that way we will talk about all of these in just a second. So I am on page 53, and I'm going to be reading from chapter 2. The nation's 3 major beverage manufacturers are now spending large sums to increase the amount of soda that American children consume. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Cadbury Schweppes, the maker of Dr. Pepper, control 90.3% of the U.S. market, but have been hurt by declining sales in Asia. Americans already drink soda at an annual rate of about 56 gallons per person. That's nearly 612-ounce cans of soda per person. Coca-Cola has set itself the goal of raising consumption of its products in the United States by at least 25% a year. The adult market is stagnant. Selling more soda to kids has become one of the easiest ways to meet sale projections. Influencing elementary school students is very important to soft drink marketers. An article in the January 1999 issue of Beverage Industry explained. Because children are still establishing their tastes and habits. 8-year-olds are considered ideal customers. They have about 65 years of purchasing in front of them. entering schools makes perfect sense, the trade journal concluded. The fast food chains also benefit enormously when children drink more soda. The Chicken McNugget, hamburger, and other main courses sold at fast food restaurants usually have the lowest profit margins. Soda has by far the highest. We at McDonald's are thankful, a top executive once told the New York Times, that people like drinks with their sandwiches. Today, McDonald's sells more Coca-Cola than anywhere else in the world. The fast food chains purchase Coca-Cola syrup for about $4.25 a gallon. A medium Coke that sells for $1.29 contains roughly 9 cents worth of syrup. Buying a large soda for $1.49 instead, as a cute girl behind the counter always suggests, will add another 3 cents worth of syrup and another 17 cents in pure profit for McDonald's. So talk a minute to somebody around you. What important details did you hear? Okay, go ahead, share those details with a partner. How do all of those important details fit together? Keep talking with your partner. How do all those important details fit together? What could one central idea from this text be? One I came up with? Fast food companies appeal to kids to make more money. There is a central idea from the text. I took one paragraph's worth of information, listened to all the important details, and came up with a central idea that I could take from the text. Now, I'll continue to think about that as I continue reading this and see if that central idea keeps on popping up throughout the text. So, what is the central theme or the central idea? That's the overall. What is the story about? Sometimes there can be many different central ideas. What do we do to figure this out? Okay. So we listen for those or read for those important details, and we tried to see how do all of those fit together. So today in class, and you might need to finish this up for homework if need be, I want you to read 10 to 20 minutes. Since I know you probably have plenty of time, let's read closer to the 20. So I'm going to say read 20 minutes, annotating your book for central ideas and paying attention to the methods you use to find them. Now, what do I mean when I say annotate your book for central ideas? You could do this a couple different ways. You could either use some post-it notes and you could jot down and put post-it notes where you see important details so you can see how they fit together to see the central idea. Or you could jot down what some important details were in your book, and that way then you could take those and you could see how they fit together for the central idea. If you do decide to do the post-it notes, that's great. Probably what I'll eventually have you do tomorrow is put those in your book so you have them all together. So you have the rest of time to continue reading. Remember, as you're reading today, be looking for those important details that are going to help you to piece things together to come up with the central idea of your book. Have a great day.